extensively covered the ongoing technology of driverless vehicles, from issues with self-driving cars from the company Cruise on Austin roads to the state's smart freight corridor on Highway 130, really designed to outfit a portion of the roadway with cameras, radars, and other equipment to eventually assist driverless 18-wheelers.
But a new AAA study shows most people polled are afraid of self-driving vehicles. 66% say they're afraid of them, 25% say they're unsure, and 9% say they trust them. That is up from 2021, when 54% of those questioned were afraid of the technology. Daniel Armbruster joins us now from AAA to talk about some of these results. Thanks for being with us, Daniel.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah, so I have studied this. I've done a few stories on this topic myself, so I'm a little bit familiar with it. And I know that last year, the afraid level, if you will, was 68. It's not much different. It's about 66 now. But when you start from, like we showed, 2021, it's kind of progressively getting higher. What do you think the reason for that is?
Yeah, it's a good question. And you know, one of the big reasons we know at AAA is just when you look at the last few years, the number of headlines about self-driving cars and the crashes that they've been involved in, questions about the technology, all of that has consumers wondering, is that thing safe to ride in? Would I get inside of that? And many of them, as you said in the survey, reported that they're just not sure or they're afraid.
Okay, and the study also shows that while drivers are a little apprehensive of these driverless vehicles, they're still very interested in those semi-autonomous vehicles. Why is that?
Well, they're interested in the semi-autonomous technology in vehicles today, and some of that's because they've had experience with that. We know, such as with electric vehicles, once a consumer has experience with that type of technology, they become more familiar with it, they become more interested in it and more comfortable with it. But one thing to note is that even that technology is lacking in some areas. For instance, in Southern California, AAA did a study at our Automotive Research Center. It found automatic braking, reverse braking, only worked 1 in 40 times at detecting and preventing a collision with another pedestrian, such as a child or another vehicle. So even that technology has a long way to go.
Yeah.
It is interesting because, as you said, people are all for that sort of technology, but that seems to be unreliable at this point. But when we're talking about completely driverless, which is coming whether people like it or not, what does the industry, those who build these vehicles, what do they have to do to kind of turn the tide and get the public on board with that?
Well, education is going to be key. In this latest survey, approximately 40% of the drivers responded saying that they thought that they could they weren't sure or that they could go out and purchase a self-driving car today that they could fall asleep in at the wheel. So education is going to be key, and just getting safety implementation out there and showing that these vehicles are safe and the technology actually works is going to be key in making sure that consumers are adapting this technology moving forward.
Okay, Daniel Armbruster from AAA, it's good to see you, and we'll have a link to that study on our website at kxan.com. Nick?